What's up, everybody? Welcome to Goal to Goal podcast. I'm Jake.
And I'm Cruz.
And we're going to be talking about the latest news around the NFL. And yeah, it's a pretty new channel. I'm excited for all the stuff we're going to be doing on this. We're going to be doing some rankings, predictions, awesome stuff like that. Maybe have some of our other friends on, make some appearances, talk about their opinions, talk about our opinions. And yeah, so before we start, make sure to consider subscribing, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever we post new content. And yeah, guys, let's get into this. So first up in the news today, Carolina Panthers quarterback Baker Mayfield has officially been named the starting quarterback for Week 1. And Matt Corral just got injured, and Sam Darnold is not better than Baker Mayfield, so they pretty much didn't have any other choice. And yeah, this was probably a predictable move. I mean, they went out and traded for him from the Browns. So yeah, Cruz, how do you feel about Baker Mayfield being the starting quarterback?
I feel like it's a good decision with rookie Matt Corral being out for the season, most likely with an injury. You hate to see a rookie just be gone for the season.
And yeah, it always stinks for a rookie to be out for the season. Feel bad for Matt Corral. Kind of like how Travis Etienne was out all last season. Because it's kind of that year to show like what you can do, what we're going to see from that player in the next few years. But I definitely think if Baker Mayfield does not prove himself or be how people think he's going to be, I could definitely see Matt Corral taking some snaps next season. And the injury was like a torn ligament near his foot, or maybe even in his foot, I think. So, and yeah. But back to the main topic, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, he's a mid quarterback, and Sam Darnold's mid, but Baker Mayfield's better. It's the obvious choice to make Baker Mayfield the starter, because Baker Mayfield doesn't see ghosts. I know it's a bad joke. Sorry. But Baker Mayfield, just overall, he was the number one pick. He's the better quarterback, obviously. He got the Browns to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Honestly, the Browns were kind of, I feel like, disrespectful, kind of trading him that early after getting back to the playoffs. We'll just have to see how Deshaun Watson works out for them. But, yeah, Baker Mayfield is the starter for the Panthers Week 1. Now, next up in the news today, there is this crazy theory out there, and if this is really true, this is legendary. Like, if this happens, this will be the funniest thing I've ever seen. So, there's this crazy theory out there that I'm about to tell you guys. So, Tom Brady has missed training camp for, like, the last 2 weeks, and he just got back today, I think. I could be wrong, but possibly. And
yes, he did.
Okay. Thank you, Cruz. And the theory out there is that if you did not know, over the offseason, Tom Brady signed a 10-year contract with Fox to be a sports analyst, maybe commentate. That would be cool to see. And if you do not know, Fox also produces a show called The Masked Singer. And Tom Brady has been out due to quote-unquote personal reasons, but some people think it could be because he is on The Masked Singer. The Masked Singer is a season where people like sing in a costume, so you can't see who it is, and then when they get out or like guess who it is, they get revealed. I haven't really watched it, so I don't know much about it, but people are saying since that show is produced by Fox, that could have been in the contract with Tom Brady, and Fox just didn't tell anyone. And people are thinking that Tom Brady, when the show comes out this season, Tom Brady could be in The Masked Singer, and that would be hilarious because 2 of his former teammates actually were also on The Masked Singer. In the first season, Antonio Brown was on The Masked Singer, and I think like 1 or 2 seasons later, Rob Gronkowski was too. And that would be absolutely hilarious if Tom Brady was on The Masked Singer in like a goat costume or something. And the filming for The Masked Singer ended on August 20th, and today's the 22nd, the day he arrives back at training camp. So it kind of makes sense if he was on The Masked Singer, and I wouldn't be surprised. And yeah, I hope that happens. That'd be funny. And yeah, that is I guess the community right now, their Tom Brady theory. And now for the last part of the news. This isn't really news, but just a really cool highlight. So, Olympian hurdler, arguably one of the fastest people, not only in the league, but in the world, is actually a bench wide receiver for my Philadelphia Eagles. and he's not starting, but he's on the bench. But I think if he continues to do good, he could make his way up to maybe fourth, fifth, third string wide receiver. And but that's not the point. In this game versus the Browns, since he's arguably one of the fastest people in the world, he literally right out the snap, he just shot out off the line of scrimmage like he was getting shot out of a cannon. And he gets right past the defense, blows by the defense, and absolutely catches a touchdown from Reed Sinnett, Eagles' third-string quarterback. And honestly, that was really cool to see. An Olympian hurdler playing in an NFL game and then catching bombs like that, that was really cool. And even though you're a Giants fan, for the Eagles, that was really cool.
I saw that highlight.
Yeah.
He laid out for the touchdown.
Yeah, I was watching the game. That was really good. Now, that is all my news for you today, Cruz. What you got for me today?
Let's start off. I have two news things. Let's start off with Giants rookie Kayvon Thibodeau sprained his MCL. It said he's out for possibly 3 to 4 weeks, and 3 to 4 weeks.
So, if you guys didn't hear, Giants rookie Kayvon Thibodeau tore his MCL. If you guys didn't hear, and
No, he sprained it.
Or sprained it. Okay, so that's not too bad.
Hopefully he's back before that, because I think with the Giants playing the Titans in Week 1, he will help the defense stop Derrick Henry just a little bit, because we don't know how Derrick Henry is.
Yeah, so if he's not there for Week 1, that's a loss for Giants fans. So Giants fans definitely hoping to see him coming out of the locker room Week 1. And yeah, so if the Titans come out like they were last season, then the Titans will probably win that game. But if the Titans come out how people are saying they are this season after losing A.J. Brown, then drafting Treylon Burks and trading for Robert Woods, then Giants may have a slight advantage. So we'll see who wins that game. Comment down below, Giants or Titans?
Yeah. But on the other side of the ball for the Giants, they've been working pretty good. They drafted rookie Evan Neal out of, I believe, Alabama. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. We have Andrew Thomas. We drafted in the second round rookie wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson. He's been looking really good at training camp and in preseason. Daniel Jones hasn't been looking too bad. Hasn't been looking too shabby.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor in the preseason games. I know he's the backup, but he's been looking pretty good. Yeah.
Speaking of rookie wide receivers in this draft, just because we're on the topic of not Kayvon Thibodeau, sorry, Wan'Dale Robinson, since he was a rookie wide receiver. So I'll tell you guys this season before the draft, I was hoping that the Eagles would draft rookie Atlanta Falcons now wide receiver Drake London, and the Falcons had to pick before the Eagles, and they drafted Drake London. And I'm like, oh, come on, we didn't get him. That would have been great, him and Devontae Smith. And then a few picks later, I was like, oh, no, we trading, like, with the Titans. And then I'm like, oh, wait, snap, it's A.J. Brown. Okay. And A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, they're going to be really good this season.
I think it's going to, a big factor that's going to kick in is how Jalen Hurts is going to act with his two receivers.
I think they're arguably I think they are a top 5 wide receiver duo in the league, and some people might argue that they're top 3, maybe number 1, but I think they're top 5.
All right, my other news is the Steelers quarterback situation.
Oh, okay. So
we have Kenny Pickett, rookie, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph.
Okay, so
I think Mason Rudolph is out of the conversation.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
It comes down to Mitch and Kenny. I think this is like one of the best quarterback duo, best quarterback. What's the word?
Quarterback battles.
Yeah, best quarterback battle for the starting spot? Me personally, I'd love to see Kenny Pickett instead of Mitch Trubisky. Yes, Mitch Trubisky is not that good. Yeah, I think Kenny Pickett's gonna win this battle, and if let's say he doesn't do that well in the first 3 to 5 weeks, then they might throw Mitch Trubisky in there sometime. But yeah, what's your opinion on this?
So, Cruz basically said everything I wanted to say, so I'll just sum it up for him. But before I do that, I honestly, for as much as people don't talk about Mason Rudolph, because of course he's probably now going to be the third string quarterback, I kind of feel bad for Mason Rudolph. You know, there was that one season where Ben Roethlisberger injured his elbow and was out for the season. He had to take over that whole season. He had to get smacked in the head by Myles Garrett with his own helmet, and he had to hold up for the Steelers that whole season. So for him to go out and do decent for the Steelers a whole season and now just get booted to third string quarterback, I kind of feel bad. It's kind of like a somewhat Nick Foles situation, but
I don't think so.
And
Nick Foles is getting kind of old.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but
that's another topic.
I have full respect for Nick Foles. One of the most legendary Eagles of all time now. Okay.
That is it for the video.
But wait, no, I forgot to talk about Mr. Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. I was only talking about Mason Rudolph. Right. Sorry. Okay, so back to the quarterback battle, so I can sum up for Cruz. I think Mitch Trubisky will start week 1. I think that's predictable. Probably will start 5 weeks. In those first 5 games, maybe 6, 7, if Mitch Trubisky doesn't even do decent, then I think you got a reason to throw in Kenny Pickett week 6, week 7. Yeah. So that's pretty much all the big news and our thoughts on the NFL for today. If you did enjoy the video, like and subscribe would be appreciated. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever we post new content. And comment down below your thoughts. My name is Jake.
And I'm Cruz.
And we'll see you next time on Goal to Goal Podcast.